चांदे आरती को शोभा की बजयो जया की बजयो चांदेर आरती को शोभा की बजयो ओरा चांदे जानवी टटबाने जगमनलो भाजा टटबाने जानवी टटबाने जगमनलो भाजा ना बेटा दक्षिण निताय चांद बामे गदाधारा दक्षिण निताय चांद बामे निकटे अद्वैत श्रेणी वाक्षा क्षेत्रघारा निकटे अद्वैत श्रेणी वक्षा क्षेत्रघारा वशी আছে গৌরা চাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসনে বসে আছে গৌরা চাঁদ आरती करना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगणे आरती ठाकुर आरती करना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगणे आरती नर हरे आदि करे चमर दुलाया कि बनरा हरे आदे करे चामर दुलाया ओ हरे संजय मुकुंद बासु घोषादिगाय संजय मुकुंद बासु घोषादिगाय संजय शंखा बजे घंटा बजे बजे करताला शिव शंख बजे घंटा बजे बजे करताला शंख घंटा बजे बजे मधुर मृदंग बजे परम रसाला मधुर मृदंग बजे परम रसाला शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे गौर हरे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर गौरांगे नलती सजे मधुर 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 बाजे गौरांगे नलती सजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल बहु कोटि चंद्रजिनी बदन उजाला कि बाबा हो ओ कोटि चंद्र जिनी बदन उजाला ओहो गला देश बाना माला करे झलमाला गला गला देश बाना माला करे झलमाला गला शिवा सुखनारदा प्रेम गदा गदा शिवा ओ सुखना ठाकुर भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपदा भक्ति विनोद देखे गौरार संपदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे राम Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Haribol, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Jai Radha Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Radhe. Jai Jai Radha Madhav Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Madhav Hare Bol, Jai Jai Radha Madhav Hare Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari 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 Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari 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 Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari 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 Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari 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 Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jai Jai Radha Ramano Hare Ba Jai Jai Radha Ramano Hare Ba Jai Jai Radha Ramano Jai Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Radha Jai Radha Madhava Gauranitai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai Jai Radha Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Acharya Ashtatara Sada Sri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai Vrinda Devi Ki Jai वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय कृष्ण बलराम की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय राधा श्याम सुंदर जी भगवान की जय राधा माधव जी भगवान की जय निताई गौर सुंदर भगवान की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय गुरु महाराज की जय निताई गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories, Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanand.
Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamalavaye Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavajita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Jai Jagadisha Jai Jagadisha Jaya Narasimha Jai Jaya Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jai Jaya Narasimha Jai Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So welcome everyone to New Kalinagam Dham, Baltimore, the abode of Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadramai, Nitai Gaur, and Shri Shri Radha Madhav. Hari Bol. This is the last week where Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra will be separation. We'll be separate from them because they're getting rejuvenated right now with a lot of special health tonic. Just like we are sick, we feed. We are feeding a lot of things, and he's going to come out bigger than usual. So be ready for him, his merciful glance. So next week, everybody knows what's their day. Saturday, what's the day? What occasion? Rath Yatra, Haribol. So finally, it's the post-COVID Rath Yatra. COVID is still there, but we are bypassing the COVID because now we can do on Memorial Day time, the Rath Yatra. Before last year, we did July. It was very hot, but Krishna's mercy now, this year, we are all plans for that. I think it'll be a very beautiful day. So far, it's looking like 78 to 80 degrees, beautiful weather. So we're excited for that one. So for the Rath Yatra, we have Mohit Prabhu is here. I think he's outside. So Mohit Prabhu, please raise your hand. Mohit Prabhu is assigning a volunteers. We need a lot of volunteers for Rath Yatra. I know many were asking for volunteership. We have different services from vegetable cutting, from like setting up the place there, from different booths. So many services are there, even Chappan Bhog organization. So if you could just, anybody's interested, they can find Mohit Prabhu. And then sign up. Please, when you say sign up, means sign up, because we are depending on you. Don't sign up, then say, oh, you can't come there. If you are 100% positive, please come, because we don't want to waste our time, energy for everything possible. Our planning will start on Friday. So as many devotees can come, if anybody is off, because a lot of Mataji will be making flowers, everything. If you can talk to, I think, Kalindi Mata, Gauranga Mataji, if they are here, and then you can talk to them if need arises. But if you come, and you should be in proper attire, because we don't want to ask you that, if you're coming in jeans or something. If you're properly taken a bath and everything and come there, that'll be nice. Then we can get some service. But our main program will start like 3 p.m. onwards. We'll have a lot of vegetable cutting, samosas, everything frying for there. So please come there. Mohit Prabhu will have everything. You give telephone number, your name, and then we'll probably by tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we can put the whole list so everyone can be part of it. We have a lot of different activities there where you can be part of it there for that one. So don't forget, Rath Yatra. As we said before, Rath Yatra time is... Rath Yatra time, we have 12 o'clock. We'll be doing, those who are major sponsors, they'll be doing offering to Lord Coconut Breaking. But this time, it's a little bit behind, actually, the whole Rath Yatra. Instead of the main key highway, we got extra, like almost quarter mile or probably 2 blocks or something, where we have plenty of space there. So we'll put some signs there. Vivek Prabhu has kindly agreed to put some signs. So if you come there, you can see where the signs will be Rath Yatra, this route. You can keep going. And hardly a little bit across, probably like 2 blocks, you will see that the chariot will be there, and he'll be coming from that one. So it'll be a wonderful time. We are very fortunate. There's some wonderful sannyasis are coming. His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj will be arriving tomorrow. His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj is coming. So it'll be a really amazing thing. We are also working on trying to see if we can have on Friday night Sankirtan in downtown Baltimore. Because Mahavishnu Maharaj is here, so he's going to rock the whole Baltimore, and we want to make sure he rocks the whole place. So Friday, we probably have, I'm going to touch base with them. They're available on time. Then we'll plan out. Many devotees who cannot help or something, or they want to come later, then they can just go and attend the Harinam. Every place matters a lot for that one. So I think, so those are the most important things. Parking-wise, there's no parking around there itself, so please find the parking, because we don't have we selective parking for the big trucks, which is all the way far away from there, where the Rath Yatra site is there, not the Festival of India. So please find parking around. There's a lot of places. And I think there's a lot of parking apps also. If you book them earlier, you can get much better prices for that one. And there's a certain time when you go, you can do that for that one. So those are some housekeeping points. Anything else, Pradyum Prabhu? Anything we're forgetting? Yes, and also, so Sunday we'll have program. His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj will be there Sunday feast. And I think Mahavishnu Maharaj will be here, unless he will go for... Harinam on Sunday also, because he doesn't stop. He'll travels all the time, so he may go again. Monday, we are very fortunate that another wonderful, he's like a sort of sannyasi. He's one of the stalwarts in ISKCON. His name is Radheshyam Prabhu. He's one of the most amazing devotees ISKCON has, with his Shastric Mulis Tapasya and everything. And he'll be coming here. He'll be first meeting our preachers. His heart is in preaching everything, so he'll be doing all this stuff. And then after that evening, there'll be special program for the congregation. So don't miss the program out. It'll be a really wonderful program for that one. And I think, so we are just waiting for the speaker for right now. So he's probably running a little bit behind. So we'll have just some kirtan for like some time. And then after that, we'll do that. Yes, okay. Yeah, one more thing. Actually, we're doing Chappan Bhog offering there. So anybody wants to bring, our preference, all of the people who don't eat onion garlic in the house, they can bring cooked food. But those who eat, they can still bring some like fruits, some nuts or something which can be offered to Lord, which is completely fine for that. Our goal is to feed Lord so many different items. Chappan Bhog, more than 56. We want to give 112 items for Lord, so as much as possible. So devotees can make home. This is only once a year we allow devotees to make prasadam home and then come there for that one. And I think Damodar Mataji is there. So you can coordinate with her for all the Chappan Bhogs. It can be organized very well for that one. So, okay, so we'll just wait for Hari Parshad Prabhu. He's also very, very special devotee. And I think today will be a very wonderful class. I think him in the morning, he gave a nice class in Bhagavatam. Now we'll be waiting for to do. So we'll have some kirtan. And our dear Abhay Prabhu is here after hibernation. So. Okay. Yes. Also, those who had pledged for Rath Yatra, Donors, they can please give to Advokshar Prabhu the checks if they brought. And if anybody is interested in attending Chappan Bhog Aarti, which will be beautiful ornament because you directly offer to Lord the Chappan Bhog Aarti, and it's wonderful. You can talk to Advokshar Prabhu and they can take care of that. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Tai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So we're very fortunate. Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu is here with family. Thank you for coming, Prabhu. Just quick introduction. He's disciple of His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj, and he joined in 2002. And since then, he's already in a family of Vaishnavas. All their whole family members are great devotees of Vittal Ji there, and he has been in many capacities in ISKCON, doing so many wonderful services there. He's also, in 2007, he's appointed the Assistant Director of Gopalji Publication, which is a wonderful Vaishnav thing. He's a very accomplished Sanskrit scholar. He had actually did a translation of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Mana Shiksha, Raghunath Das Goswami's wonderful thing. And he currently compiles a fortnightly magazine called Shri Krishna Kathamrit Brindu, which is a wonderful collection of fresh translation and nice articles. He's also a member of Shastrik Advisory Committee there, so we are very fortunate that Prabhuji is here. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. How much can I extend it? 6:10. Okay. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. We'll begin with a short kirtan, Jai Radha Madhav, and then I'll speak something about the best definition of bhakti. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यामुनतीरवनचारे यामुनतीरवनचारे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. My sincere thanks to all the devotees who are present in the audience, and especially to all the devotees who have kindly organized this wonderful Sunday feast program. Thank you so much. Today, I'll try to speak something on the best definition of bhakti, because most of us are practicing this yoga, wonderful yoga, which is known as bhakti yoga. So dear devotees, we are practicing bhakti yoga. So if we are practicing bhakti yoga, it is very essential that we should also know what is the definition of bhakti. If somebody asks us, how do we define bhakti? So it is essential that we should know the definition of bhakti yoga. So today, I shall try to give a definition of bhakti which is all-encompassive, 360 degree, covers all angles of bhakti. This type of definition of bhakti yoga we need. But before we do that, I would like to invite some definitions. Dear devotees, in the Bhagavad Gita, is there any place where bhakti is defined? Can anyone specify anywhere where bhakti is properly defined, completely defined in the Bhagavad Gita? Is there a place like that? A verse in the Bhagavad Gita somewhere? Yes, Prabhu. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Prabhu, your name? Sandeep Prabhu. Sandeep Prabhu says that the verse Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja is the verse which defines bhakti. Agreed, it specifies what a bhakti yogi should do. But a definition should have two things. First and foremost, it should have the name of the entity which is being defined. So it should have the term bhakti. And it should have the characteristics of bhakti. The verse that you have specified is something which it is called a vidhi. What a devotee should do. Sarva dharman paritya. Give up all other varieties of dharma and surrender to me. definition is something like this. Bhakti is this, this, this. This is bhakti. So we want such a definition. So if we try to find such a definition in the Bhagavad Gita, it will be difficult to find. Like there is a good definition in Bhagavad Gita of the term yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Let me try to show this definition. See here in 2.48, all of us can see the last line says Samatvam yoga uchyate. That is equanimity in happiness and distress, honor and dishonor is known as yoga. So Samatvam yoga uchyate. So the term to be defined is also there, yoga. And the characteristics are also there, Samatvam, equanimity. So both things should be there. The term to be defined and the characteristics of the term should both be there. Then we can call it a definition. So is there such a definition in the Bhagavad Gita where the term bhakti is also there and the definition bhakti is this is also present? Yes, Prabhu. Right? Okay. So Prabhu specifies a verse from the 14th chapter. Mam cha yo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. So this particular verse also, one who serves me through bhakti yoga becomes transcendental to the modes of nature. So this specifies what happens to a bhakti yogi. But it doesn't give an exact definition of what is bhakti. So many acharyas, they tried to find out a definition of bhakti. So one definition of bhakti we find in a text called as Narad Bhakti Sutra. How many of us have heard of Narad Bhakti Sutra? Please raise your hand. Narad Bhakti Sutras. It's a very important text in the line of Bhakti Yoga. Narad Bhakti Sutra. And in Narad Bhakti Sutra, there is a section. Can you see here on the screen? Defining Bhakti. Yes? So, defining Bhakti. So, in Narad Bhakti Sutra, they have tried to define Bhakti. And we will try to see some definitions of Bhakti. Sutra 15 in Narad Bhakti Sutra. This is Sutra 15. Kindly repeat after me by seeing on the screen. Tallakshanani vachyante nanamata bheda tallakshanani. Now Narad Muni says, I will give characteristics of bhakti, vachyante. But Narad Muni already says, nana mata bhedat. There are many differences of opinion when it comes to defining bhakti. Many differences of opinion already. Okay? What are the differences of opinion? Please give some definitions of bhakti. So Narad Muni gives the first definition of bhakti. This is Sutra 16. Please repeat after me. Pujadishu anuraga iti parasharya. Parasharya, the son of Parashar Muni, Vyasadeva. He defines bhakti. He says, what is bhakti? Anuragaha, deep attachment for puja adishu, for worship etc. of the Lord, worship of Bhagavan is known as bhakti. You can see here in the translation, Srila Vyasadeva, the son of Parashar Muni, says that bhakti is fond attachment for worshipping the Lord in various ways. Okay? Does this definition only include worshipping? Or should bhakti include other activities too? Yes. Prabhuji was just on a phone call, trying to do some service for Krishna. Is making a phone call for Krishna also bhakti? Yes. But here it says puja. You worship the Lord, that is bhakti. What about making a phone call? All right. Next sutra. Kathadishu iti gargaha. Garga Muni says, what is bhakti? To take pleasure in katha of the Lord. Narrations of the Lord is bhakti. So this definition covers only katha. The first definition covered puja. This definition covers katha. Prabhu, what about making a phone call? When will that be covered in the definition of bhakti? Otherwise, we'll have to say that you were not performing bhakti when you were on the phone, Prabhu. So it's important to define bhakti in such a way that all activities will be there. Okay, let's see the next sutra. Atmarati avirodhena iti Shandilya. Shandilya Muni gives the third definition. He says, Atmarati, to have love for the super soul within the heart. Avirodhena, without any obstructions. That is bhakti. To love for the super soul within the heart without any obstacles. We'll see the translation. Shandilya says that bhakti results from once removing all obstructions to taking pleasure in the Supreme Self. So this is Shandilya Muni's definition. Okay, so only one activity, take pleasure in the Supreme Self within the heart. That is bhakti. So dear devotees, are all these definitions touching all aspects of bhakti or only one aspect of bhakti? One aspect of bhakti. Do we want a definition which covers all aspects of bhakti? Nothing left out? Yes, even making a phone call for Krishna. Is making a phone call for Krishna bhakti? Driving a car for Krishna bhakti? Yes, definitely. We should have a definition which covers all aspects of bhakti. Okay. So, let's move ahead. Narad Muni is not yet finished. Narad Muni says, he gives his own definition now. Naradastu tad arpita akhil acharata tad vismarane parama vyakulata iti. Naradastu. Narad Muni, however, now defines bhakti. He says, Tad arpita akhil acharata. Bhakti means offering every activity to Bhagavan. Tad vismarane, and forgetting Bhagavan. Parama vyakulata, experiencing great distress. So here is the translation. Narad, however, says that bhakti consists of offering one's every act to the Supreme Lord and feeling extreme distress in forgetting him. So this is Narad Muni's definition. Now, all these definitions are in relation to Bhagavan. In relation to whom? Bhagavan. Doing puja for Bhagavan, doing katha for Bhagavan, taking pleasure in Bhagavan. But Prabhuji here was making a phone call not to Bhagavan. He was making a phone call to a devotee. Yes. So, what about doing service to a devotee? Is doing puja of one's guru also bhakti? Yes. But these definitions never specified anything about guru. They specified only in relation to whom? Bhagavan. So what about service to guru? What about puja of guru? What about katha of guru? So these definitions are not covering that. So if Narad Muni is asked which of these definitions is correct, we gave 4 definitions. One is Vyasadeva, one is Garga, one is Shandilya, one is his own definition. Which one is correct? So Narad Muni gives the answer in the next sutra. Narad Muni says, please repeat after me. Asti evam evam. Bhakti is correctly described in each of these ways. All definitions are correct. So dear devotees, in order to define bhakti, how many definitions do we need? 4. First, Pujadishu anuragaha iti parasharyaha. Parashar Vyasadev's definition. Second, Kathadishu iti gargaha. Garga Muni's definition. Third, Atmarati avirodhena iti Shandilyaha. Shandilya's definition. Fourth, Naradastu tad arpita akhilacharata tad vismarane parama vyakulita. Narad Muni's definition. And which one of these is correct? Asti evam evam. All definitions are correct. So Prabhu, should I carry 4 definitions with me in my pocket? Or should we have one definition? One definition? Yes. One definition which covers all aspects. Because each one of these definitions was covering only one aspect of bhakti. Shouldn't we have one definition which covers all aspects of bhakti? Yes. So one such definition was given by our Acharya Srila Rupa Goswami. And Srila Rupa Goswami gave a verse which defines bhakti completely, all aspects. This definition is in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This definition is here in front of us. I will try to sing the verse. This is the definition of bhakti. You can also see the term bhakti is included in the definition. The term is also there in the definition. So kindly repeat the verse after me. Anya bhilashita shunyam ज्ञानकर्माद्यनावृतम् आनुकूल्येन कृष्णानु शीलनं भक्तिरुत्तमा. So Rupa Goswami says, I will define bhakti. Now, Rupa Goswami says, before I define bhakti, please hear carefully. I will not define simply bhakti. I will define one type of bhakti, which bhakti? Bhaktir Uttama. I will define Uttama bhakti. Which bhakti, dear devotees? Uttama. Bhakti is a lady. She is Stri. Therefore, she is not Uttama. She is Uttama. Names of ladies in Sanskrit, they don't end with a, short a. They end with a. See all the initiated names of the Vaishnavis. They don't end with a short a. They end with a, e, u. So, bhakti is not Uttama bhakti. Bhakti is which bhakti? Uttama bhakti. Uttama, what is the meaning of Uttama? Can anybody tell me? The topmost bhakti. 100% pure, 24 karat gold, nothing mixed with it. That variation of bhakti I will define. Somebody may ask Rupa Goswami, why are you defining this very high, pure definition of bhakti? Why are you giving this? So Rupa Goswami says, because I am defining for my near and dear devotees, all of you I am defining. And for my near and dear friends, I want to give something very pure. For example, say, both of us are friends. So I ask Prabhuji, Prabhuji, can you get me a glass of water? Prabhuji says yes. And Prabhuji comes up with 4 glasses of water. Says, Hari Parshad Das, this glass 1 is fully impure water. This glass 2 is half pure water. This glass 3 is almost pure water. And this glass 4 is completely pure water. So how many glasses should he bring? 4 glasses or only 1 glass? One. Which glass should he bring? Completely pure water. Why? Because he's my friend. You want to benefit me, Prabhu, right? Huh? So, if you are my friend, you will want to benefit me. Therefore, you will get only 100% pure water for me. Similarly, if he is defining bhakti for the devotees, should he define mixed bhakti or should he define pure bhakti? Pure bhakti. In America, we say the truth, only the truth and nothing but the truth. Right? Isn't it sufficient to say just the truth? Why do we have to say only the truth and nothing but the truth? Just say the truth. Give me the truth. But sometimes people say the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth. Why is it so? Because sometimes there is truth, but that truth gets mixed with some falsities. Therefore, we have to specifically say the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth. So, in this case also, bhakti, only bhakti, and nothing except bhakti is defined. It becomes known as which bhakti, dear devotees? Uttama bhakti, the highest variation of bhakti. See, the term has already been defined, Bhaktir Uttama. Now, what remains is the definition. So, what is Bhaktir Uttama, dear devotees? Uttama bhakti, or bhakti in its purest form, is basically 3 characteristics. Please note, if these 3 characteristics are present in any human being, that human being is executing Uttama bhakti. Please hear carefully. First characteristic, please repeat after me. Anya bhilashita shunyam. Anya, other, abhilashita, desires, should become shunya. What is the meaning of shunya? 0. All other desires should become 0 in that person. Now, Rupa Goswami could have said, Sarva abhilashita shunyam. All desires should become 0. But he doesn't say Sarva abhilashita. He says Anya abhilashita. All other desires should become 0. Which means all other desires besides which desire? So, all other desires besides the desire for bhakti. I hope you are able to understand. Because if he says Sarva abhilashita shunyam, all desires should become 0. Then the desire for bhakti will also become what? 0. There is no point in defining the term then. So, Anya abhilashita shunyam. In the mind of the devotee, all desires besides the desire for bhakti should become completely 0. This is the first characteristic. Somebody may say, well, wow, what a lofty definition. I don't know how many are here who can claim that I am Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. Anybody here who can claim that I am free from all desires besides the desire for bhakti? Then what is the point of the definition? The definition, is not practically realizable. So, the acharyas say that textbook definitions have to be ideal. I hope you are able to understand. Textbook definitions have to be ideal. Let's say in a textbook of physics or mathematics, there is an ideal formula. What is the value of pi? The value of pi is 22 divided by 7. That is how they define in mathematics. Or in physics, they give a formula for motion, projectile motion. If you throw an object at this angle, where will it land up? But in real life, if you try to apply the formula, you will not get the exact result. Never. There will always be some error in the result. So, just because there is some error in the actual result, should we change the formula in the textbook? Yes, Prabhu? No. So, the formula should always be kept ideal. We should never bring the definition down to our level. Actually, we should try to rise up to the level of the definition. That is why Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. All other desires besides the desire for bhakti should become completely zero. Second, please repeat after me. Jnana karmadhyanavritam. Bhakti should be unavrita, not covered. Avrita means covered. For example, a table you may cover with a cloth. It is called avrita. Bhakti means the devotee should be unavrita, not covered by other philosophies in life. What are the other philosophies in life? Jnana, karma, adi. Adi is etc. What does this mean? This means there are some people in the world who think like this. Bhakti is okay, but most important thing is to perform your karma. Such people, bhakti has become covered by karma. Some other people think bhakti is okay, but most important thing is you get knowledge of Vedanta and literature, Shastra. So for such people, their bhakti has become covered by jnana. Some other people think bhakti is okay, most important thing is astrology. Unless you get your astrology fixed, get some few rings on your hands, till that time life will not be good. So such people's bhakti has become covered by adi, etc. Some other people think bhakti is okay, but unless you perform Ashtanga Yoga and take care of your body, your bhakti will have no value. So their bhakti has become covered by adi, etc., Ashtanga Yoga. So ideally, bhakti should not be covered by other philosophies in life. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. All desires besides the desire for bhakti should become completely zero. This was first characteristic. Second, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. The devotee's mind should not become covered by other philosophies such as Jnana, Karma, etc. And third and the most important characteristic, dear devotees, please repeat after me. Anukulyena Krishnanu Sheelanam Bhaktiruttama. Anukulyena Krishnanu Sheelanam. Very important. Sheelanam. What is the meaning of Sheelanam? Sheelanam is a very specific term used by Rupa Goswami. The term Sheelanam means practice. What does it mean? Practice. Now, practice can be done of one activity or any activity in the world. If I want to practice today, driving a car, can I practice it today? Yes. If today I want to practice playing a mridanga, can I practice it today? Yes. So practice can be done of one activity or any activity that we want. Any activity. Sheelanam is a term which includes all activities in the universe, dear devotees. So all activities, Sheelanam, Anu, performed repeatedly in relationship to Krishna. Krishna Anu Sheelanam. Any activity related to Krishna, practice of any activity related to Krishna becomes known as bhakti. Now, Sheelanam includes all the activities. Does it include making a phone call? Yes. Does it include running a computer? Yes. Does it include driving a car? Yes. All activities in the future have also been covered in the definition. The definition has been made future proof. All activities are included in the term Shilanam. Rupa Goswami has not simply said Shilanam, he has said Anushilanam, repeated practice. Because somebody may do it only once and say, now call me a good devotee. Once in my life I chanted Bhagwan's Naam. So now you should call me a pure devotee. So Rupa Goswami says, no, not only Shilanam. It is which Shilanam? Anushilanam. Repeated Shilanam. Repeated practice of activities in relation to Krishna is known as Uttama Bhakti. Now, somebody may say, well, there were people like Kamsa. Most of us have heard of Kamsa. Kamsa was thinking constantly of Krishna. Yes or no? Yes. There was another person, Shishupal. 24 hours his business was to abuse Krishna. So these people were also doing Anushilanam, repeated practice of activity. In relation to whom? Krishna. So call them good devotees. So Rupa Goswami has put a condition. Anukulyena. What does Anukulyena mean? Favorably. It should be favorable towards Krishna. So if it is favorable towards Krishna, then only it will be called as bhakti, dear devotees. So any activity which is favorable towards Krishna, which is practiced repeatedly, which gives pleasure to Krishna, that becomes known as Uttama Bhakti. So dear devotees, is there any activity in the world which is left out now? Any activity in the world? Driving a car for Krishna? Yes. Making a phone call? Yes. This verse was written 500 years ago when phones were not invented, dear devotees. It still covers all the activities that will be there in the future, because that is the expertise of the author who composed this verse. So this is one definition of bhakti, which is 100% complete, includes all aspects of bhakti, dear devotees. Now a little technical detail. You have to pay close attention to this last part, dear devotees. Can you see here Krishnanushilanam? Yes. What does Shilanam mean? Can anybody tell me? Practice. What does Anu mean? Repeated. In relation to whom? Krishna. So the term here, dear devotees, please see here. The term here is Krishnanushilanam. So we can see the term here is Krishnanushilanam. This term actually breaks down in two different ways. This term has two meanings, dear devotees. Please see here on the screen. First meaning of Krishnanushilanam, please see here. Please repeat after me. Krishna, Artham, Anushilanam, which means direct service of Krishna, is Krishna Artham. This is one meaning of Krishnanushilanam. Second meaning of Krishnanushilanam, please repeat after me. Krishna Sambandhi Anushilanam. Service of any entity related to Krishna. I hope you are able to understand. So Krishnanushilanam means two things. Krishna Artham Anushilanam, direct service of Krishna. Krishna Sambandhi Anushilanam, service of any entity related to Krishna. So for example, if somebody is cleaning the temple, is it Krishna Artham Anushilanam, direct service to Krishna, or Krishna Sambandhi Anushilanam? Krishna Sambandhi Anushilanam. Somebody is glorifying the Guru. Is it Krishna Artham Anushilanam, direct service of Krishna, or Krishna Sambandhi Anushilanam? Okay. Somebody is offering a lamb directly to Krishna. Is it Krishna Artham Anushilanam or Krishna Sambandhi Anushilanam? Krishna Artham Anushilanam. So, service to Guru has also been covered in this definition. Service to any entity related to Krishna has been covered in the definition. I hope you are able to understand. Now, is there any activity in the world which is left out from this definition? Think of all the activities, devotional activities that you do in a day. See if any activity is left out from the term Krishnanushilanam. So I won't give you simply 1 or 2 minutes. I give you your entire life. Take your entire life and try to find out. This definition was personally checked by a very learned Pandit. Some of you might have heard his name. This definition was personally checked and approved by a Pandit whose name was Nimai Pandit. Dear devotees, you know who is Nimai Pandit? What is his name? Chaitanya the most learned Pandit in Nyaya Shastra in Navadvip, he checked this definition. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself checked the definition and said there were no mistakes in the definition. The definition is 360 degree, nothing left out, future proof, 24 karat gold definition of bhakti, dear devotees. Anya bhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadi anavritam, anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. The term to be defined is also there, and there are three characteristics. Anya bhilashita shunyam, all other desires besides the desire for bhakti should become completely zero. The second characteristic, the devotee's mind should not be covered up by other philosophies such as jnana, karma, adi, etc. Adi includes Jyotish, Ashtanga, Sankhya, etc. And the third and most important characteristic, the devotee should repeatedly and favorably render any activity in relation to directly Krishna or in relation to any entity which is directly related to Krishna. That becomes known as Uttama Bhakti. I hope everybody is able to understand, dear devotees. So this is, till today, this is the best definition of Bhakti. This is such a nice definition, other Vaishnava Sampradayas also, besides the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, happily quote this as a definition of Bhakti. If they are asked what is Bhakti, they will very happily say, all other Sampradayas say, Anya bhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadi anavritam, anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. This is Uttama Bhakti, dear devotees. So with this, I would like to pause here. It's 6 o'clock. We will have some time for queries, questions and answers, and then we'll pause for today. Thank you so much for kindly being here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, the question.
You explained very wonderfully
Thank
the Rupa Goswami's presentation of bhakti. Very nice. We all accept that, Prabhupada has quoted this many, many times in the lectures. Lord Brahma also gave a definition. You probably remember that in Brahma Samhita. Parmanestad sadachitad abhyase nirantaram bodhya bodhanat atmanam bhakti api uttamam labhet.
Right.
So maybe you can comment also on that. Lord Brahma is also an authority.
Right. So you are quoting a verse from Brahma Samhita. Let's pull out the verse very quickly from Brahma Samhita. And okay. Huh? Okay. Abhyasa. Pramanaistat sadachaраистad abhyasair nirantaram bodhayan atmanatmanam bhaktim api uttamam labhet. Let's see the definition. Let's see the translation. The highest devotion is attained by slow degrees by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization with the help of scriptural evidence, theistic conduct and perseverance in practice. Okay. Now, the question arises, is this a definition of bhakti or is this a vidhi for attaining bhakti? Is this a method for attaining bhakti or is this a definition of bhakti? So, the term labhet here in the definition, labhet, it says one can attain. So, this is basically a vidhi vakya. Vidhi vakya means it is an injunction in order to attain bhakti. But what is bhakti? What is the nature of bhakti? That is defined by terms such as uchyate, this is known as bhakti. Kathyate, this is known as bhakti. Or Rupa Goswami simply says bhakti uttama, this is uttama bhakti. So this is labhet. Labhet means this is an injunction for attaining bhakti. So how will you attain bhakti? So Lord Brahma says, Pramanaistat sadacharai. By scriptural pramanas, by following the behavior of the sadhus, you will gradually attain bhakti. But what is bhakti? So that is anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karma dhyanavritam, anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. So I hope that answer satisfies you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. So Prabhuji, the question is, as you see, like Sri Prabhupada, like, he always say as is, like if you see the Gita as is. But in this case, like, there is no reference to the scripture. So it is like developed by somebody who is like, the human being. So similarly, like other people can also come up with the same kind of definition, if not better than equal.
Okay.
So like, why we should follow, like, it's kind of like, people can come up with their own kind of definition and they start their own, like,
Very nice.
sect.
Very nice. So, this is a very important question. Your name, Prabhuji? Surendra Prabhu. Surendra Prabhu has raised a very valid question. So, can you see, dear devotees, this is the definition we studied today. Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadi anavritam, anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. Rupa Goswami gave this definition. But somebody would ask him this question. Is this definition supported in Shastra somewhere? So Rupa Goswami immediately in the next verse in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he quoted Shastra. So dear devotees, this is in the immediate next verse. See, he says, can you see Shri Narada Pancharatre? Can you see Shri Narada Pancharatre? He says, Yatha Shri Narada Pancharatre. Because in Narada Pancharatra also, the definition was given on similar lines. Let's see what the definition is. Please repeat after me, everyone. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. See, bhaktir uchyate. This is known as bhakti. So Narad Pancharatra also defined. But this definition, what is this definition? Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam, becoming free of all desires. Isn't this the same as anya abhilashita shunyam? Yes. But this says sarva. Sarva means all desires. Doesn't it include desire for bhakti also? Yes. So Rupa Goswami saw this definition and he said this definition is good, but we will try to, make the definition polished very nicely so that nothing is left out. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Tat paratvena means repeated practice of service. Rishikena, through your senses. Rishikesha sevanam, service of the Lord, is known as bhakti. So this definition was almost perfect. Rupa Goswami polished it up little bit and gave anyabhilashita shunyam. So what is anyabhilashita shunyam is the most polished version of the definition which is given in Narad Pancharatra. Nothing left out. Not even the service of devotees is left out in anyabhilashita shunyam. That is why I quoted. Otherwise I could have quoted this definition. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmal rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. Does anybody know what is the meaning of rishikena? Through the senses. Through the senses. So that is the meaning of rishikena. But what about service through the mind and emotions and through the heart? Because this verse only says rishikena, service through the physical senses. What about service through the mental senses? So Rupa Goswami said, I will include only one term, shilanam, all activity, whether physical activity or mental activity, both should be included in one definition. So he gave only one definition which includes all activities, improved upon the existing definition. The existing definition is already from Shastra. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. So I hope it satisfies your query, Prabhu. Thank you.
Does this meaning, Prabhuji, thank you for explaining so beautifully. Does this meaning also implies the designation that upadhi means
Yeah.
also?
Free of all material designations.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, so Hare Krishna. So you said Gyan is excluded. So that's one thing you said. And then you said that it has to be Krishna Anukulam Shilam, which means it has to be favorable to Krishna, right? So, but in Gita, Krishna says that through Gyan also you can attain Krishna. So does it mean that, and also Shishupal, for example, he also attained Krishna, even though he was in the wrong mood. Same thing goes with Ravana. So does it mean that this definition does not include the Gyan Marg of, as defined in Gita?
Yes, very
And
nice.
also, second question is like, even non-anukul Shilanam also get you to Krishna.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So, Prabhu's question is, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said, Tesham Gyani Nitya Yukta Priyo hi Gyani Notyartham Aham Sacha Mama Priya. That a Gyani is very dear to me. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has specifically distinguished between Jnana and Bhakti. Because the end result of Jnana is different. The end result for the Jnani is different. The end result for the Bhakta is different. What is the end result which a Jnani wants to attain? The end result which a Jnani wants to attain is merging into Brahma. That is the end result for the Jnani. But the Bhakta doesn't want that. The Jnani's vision is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahma. I want to become one with that impersonal Brahma. That is the end result which the Jnani wants to attain. Krishna says, this Jnani is dear to me. Because he is at least on the path of spiritual life compared to thousands of people who are not on the path of spiritual life. But dearer than that is the Bhakta. Because the Bhakta wants to engage in a direct relationship with me without trying to become one with me. So, yoginam api sarvesham mad gaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. So, amongst all the yogis, the bhakti yogi is dearmost to me. Jnani is dear, but yukta tamo, the dearmost, is bhakti yogi. That is what Krishna's statement in Bhagavad Gita is. Rupa Goswami's text is for bhakti yogis specifically, not for those who want to merge into Brahma. It is not for those. Because those who want to merge into Brahma, there is no question of service. There is no question of relationships. There is no question of sweetness of relationship with Bhagwan. If anybody merges with Bhagwan, can they become Bhagwan's friend? No. Can they become Bhagwan's parent? No. So Jnani's destination is different. And the Bhakta never desires the destination of the Jnani. Therefore, the text is for a Bhakti yogi. Secondly, Shishupal, Kams, Ravan, these people also executed service. Why shouldn't they be counted as devotees? Because their service is not favorable to Krishna. Does anybody, any Acharya, say that Shishupal is a great devotee of Krishna? Do we celebrate Shishupal's disappearance day? Is it on the Vaishnava calendar? No, it's not on. It should be on the Vaishnava calendar, right? If Shishupal is a great devotee. And on that day, we should celebrate by making some new words for Krishna. Should we do that? Should we follow in the footsteps of Shishupal? Can we follow the activities of Shishupal and render service to Krishna? Prabhu, would you like to do? Why? Arey, Shishupal is good devotee. You only said, no? Shishupal is not considered as good devotee. Is Ravana a good devotee? But you are saying he did Anushilanam. Yeah? So, if Ravan is a good devotee, then we should, shoot arrows at Ram someday. Yeah? Can we do Anushilanam in that way? No, that Anushilanam will not be counted. So, Anukulyena, favorably rendering service to Bhagwan. That is bhakti. Some people say Putna, good devotee. Acha, if Putna is a good devotee, then how many are feeding poison to Krishna on the 6th day after Janmashtami? Anybody feeding poison to Krishna? Anybody wants to start that tradition? No, no. So, those people are considered as devotees who have acted very favorably towards Bhagavan. Those are actually devotees. Unfavorably, they may have rendered lot of service, but that is not counted as bhakti yoga. Rupa Goswami's definition 100% perfect. I mean, all scholars have tried from all angles to examine the definition. But the definition was checked by none other than Nimai Pandit, the greatest scholar in Navya Nyaya in Navadvip. So, this definition 100% foolproof, future proof, nothing left out. Only bhakti, 24 karat bhakti, nothing else but bhakti. Bhakti and only bhakti, Uttama bhakti. This is the definition. So I hope that satisfies your queries. Sure, follow up, no problem.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
But does it mean that Putna also attained Krishna, even though it was not, or she attained Brahma?
For
Brahma Jyoti?
Putana, Krishna made a very big exception. Therefore, Putana is glorified. That although she came with a very unfavorable mood, but Krishna just took the good aspects of her mood. She has come in the form of a mother. I will only accept her good quality. He magnified that good quality to such an extent that he gave her Dhatri Gati. He gave her the position of a motherly position in the spiritual world. So she is like a Dhatri, a nurse, like a mother to Krishna in the spiritual world. But Krishna neglected all the unfavorability and took only that one tiny bit of favorability, that she appeared as a mother to me, and magnified it. Therefore, there are verses in the Bhagavatam which glorify the destination of Putana. Aho baki yat stana kalakutam. I'll show that verse to you. This verse is very nice. Aho baki yam stana kalakutam jigham sayap pa yayadapya sadvi lebhe gatim dhatrichitam tatonyam kamva dayalum sharanam vrajema. It says, alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than him, Lord Krishna, who granted the position of mother to the she-demon Putana, although she was faithless and had prepared deadly poison to be sucked from the breast. So, although she was very unfavorable, Krishna took only that favorable, little tiny bit of favorable portion, magnified it and gave her a position in the spiritual world. Otherwise, devotee acharyas don't like Putana's example at all. Krishna accepted her. But if you ask the acharyas, do you like her example? No, bilkul nahi. Sorry, we can't celebrate Putana's disappearance day on the Vaishnav calendar. Huh? But I will tell you when it is. It is 6 days after Janmashtami. There is Putana's disappearance day. She appeared on 6th day after Krishna's birth. So that is what it is. I hope it satisfies your query. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We really appreciate you coming here. Sorry we are short on time. Otherwise, we would love to hear what wonderful katha, what wonderful understanding you gave for bhakti for all of us. We have several other programs, I think, in the next few days. So I think we can post it there. And Pradyum Prabhu's program is tomorrow. And then devotees want to come, they can be part of the program. Wonderful. So we prasadam now. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. No worries, Prabhuji.
I missed your class.
No. Thank you, Prabhuji.